for that.
Yeah, why don't you use them then?
They're for you to use.
Why me?
It's your taxes.
Yeah, but you want some.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Habibi, what if I don't pay?
Well, we take your stuff.
I take my stuff, I'll buy more.
You also go to prison.
I don't want to go to prison.
Then do the calculations and pay.
Oh, what if I make mistake?
That's tax fraud
But it's mistake.
that you made.
How will I even know I make mistake?
We'll let you know, don't worry.
So you do know how much I owe?
No.
Then how will you know I make mistake?
We have tools for that.
Then just use the tools, yeah.
They're different tools.
Also, I'm not getting a paycheck now. I'm living on savings.
It was pretty funny. I don't know if you could follow that, but I was watching it when I went on. It was like got IRS saying, "Hey, pay your taxes." Okay, how much?
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Right. Oh, so I could just give a best guess, and if I mess it up, it's okay. Like, no, if you mess it up, you go to jail.
You go to jail.
Well, how do you know I messed it up? Because we know
Yeah.
exactly how much you owe. Can you just tell me? No.
Nope. It's part of the game.
It's all part of the game.
Why do you think it's like that?
Because I think there's more than one way to file taxes. And look,
It's a liberty thing.
well, I think there's different ways you can. You don't have to do it a specific way, right? This is getting into. I don't fully understand this, but in general, I think you can have deductions that you may or may you can or don't have to take. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you wouldn't, but maybe there's reasons why. I'm sure there's a good reason why you wouldn't do something. Rich and Josh with the tax code. Call in, go ahead and call in and we'll answer your tax questions.
Hey,
Provide legal and tax advice.
check your check to
Free of
make sure
charge.
your mic is your audio.
Something just happened with it just shut it off. Yeah, sorry, hang on. It just said it got shut down.
No
So
worries.
it's showing my earbuds.
Is it better? Yeah, it sounds like a little tinny. Yeah, way better.
And now you sound better. I don't understand. Something happened. I logged on and then it said my mic got shut off. It does that sometimes.
Blame it on the system, bro.
It's a system thing.
Thomas Midgley Jr.'s tears. It's the name of this room still.
The man who harmed the world the most. I feel like the person who wrote that article was suffering effects of Thomas Midgley Jr. Like, it just had to let it out. It was like a therapy exercise for that person. It was suggested by their therapist to just, you know what? We've been talking about this for 6 months. Every single session. Why don't you
leaded gasoline? Wasn't that it?
put it? Yeah. Why don't you just put it? Yeah, let it. He's like, I'll sit in a room with lead gasoline for a day, and then he almost died from lead poisoning. It's like, see, I didn't die. Little hospital stay never hurt anyone.
Yeah.
Little weeks long hospital stay.
I think what you're saying is that calling the guy who contributed leaded gasoline the worst man to ever live might be a bit of a stretch.
It wasn't just that. Didn't he was bad. Well, at least in the article, it made it seem like a really bad guy. It wasn't just like he.
So I just want to put this on the record. The audio, the microphone and audio system that I am using, there was a $20 boom and a $100 microphone. If I add that up properly in my head, it's $120. If you go into the room that Rich is currently broadcasting from, it's like a professional recording studio. And it's awesome. He has guitars. He's got every synthesizer that they make. He has.
That is not true.
Listen to it. Listen
What
to
happened?
the quality.
What is happening here? It just shut it down. It just like now this time it was your camera, and I don't know, man.
Yeah. If you watch it back, you'll see that it was not a surprise to the audience. I couldn't understand what you were saying for like the last couple sentences, and then it just kind of slowly deteriorated.
Maybe you know what? It's maybe it's an internet issue.
Could be.
I don't know.
Mike could be.
We are getting when we do this house, which we're slowly progressing towards. We are hardwiring our offices for internet. Fuck this bullshit.
We have that here. It's nice. Not up here in this one, but the office I was in. It doesn't take a lot of effort. You know, you just kind of pass it through the wall in a couple of key places. It's not a huge undertaking, but it's a nice thing to have.
Yeah, it would eliminate this problem, which happens a lot.
When are you going to start doing that?
As soon as possible. We are working on permits now, so it's getting there. I mean,
City Hall.
They are saying, architects saying that we should start probably around December. Permits take a few months.
So are you going to use that time to go on a vacation? I mean, I'm sure, I know you won't be living at home. We talked about that, but have you considered just because it's December and, maybe going somewhere warm?
We'll see. We haven't really figured that out. I mean, we're going to have to move out for months. So, and we're going to be in a place that's, I'm guessing, will not be anywhere near as comfortable or spacious as this house. So it would be a good opportunity at some point to leave.
Yeah.
But we'll have to play it by ear. We're not planning that. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure out, once we have a date that we absolutely have to be out by, then we can start looking for a place to move. And there's places around here. It's not that big of a deal. If we have to move into an apartment building for a few months.
We've got a second floor here. You'd have all to yourself. You got your own bathroom, your own bedroom, your own climate zone, a little gym.
Whoa.
So it's all yours if you want it.
Yeah.
Including this
with
beautiful
a newborn.
office.
With a newborn.
Yeah,
we could do the show. We could do the show live together.
And that would be a nice added bonus.
It would be like that skeleton run. How insane is that show? That thing, that YouTube video that I was like, these guys are live right now. Check it out.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm most impressed with their ability to keep up that level of energy for a sustained period of time. Yeah. Like they're without a little bit of help, that would be pretty hard to do.
I think that one guy is just, I don't know. I disagree. I think you can get there.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I'm just saying it's very hard to, it's a very rare thing to have that type of creative energy at that level constantly going. It happens. I didn't get Coke vibes from it. It's just it's rare. Yeah. It's a rare thing.
We all know people. We know weird enough people that would be able to do that.
I think so. Yeah. Not many though.
No, that's right. That's why they're not also, they don't have their YouTube shows where they stream to 80 people once a week. That's the show that people producing. It's like 87 people.
Are you about to cut out again? I can hear you, but it's it's almost like it's taking out every third or fourth syllable, which is kind of an interesting way to listen to someone.
If it goes out again, it'll be like you're a bird that can sense an earthquake. I don't see anything here on my side. I just opened
Yeah,
Safari. I wonder if that what happened. Let me see if I can. Is it fine now? Fuck, man. Let me just reset. Real quick.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna leave the stream up.
Okay. I don't know why it amuses me so much to see this man suffer through audio issues, but I think it's because he genuinely puts so much effort into getting his audio set up right, and it's very cool. Like I love all of his equipment and his toys. It's a lot of fun to go play with. But when it doesn't work, he gets so angry. Oh boy. What are you gonna do, huh? Look, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. When you chase a dog, it runs away. And that's why you can't chase dogs. You know what I mean? Do you? Also in the news, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz sit down for their first interview on CNN. Magic Johnson tweeted that he was inspired by the performance in this interview. Others, seemingly less so. Trying to think of another headline. Oh, let's check. Why interest rate cuts won't fix a global housing affordability crisis, because there's no inventory. Central bankers are lowering borrowing costs, but that won't be a cure-all for widespread lack of affordable housing. To Moira Gallagher, 38, buying a house in Anchorage would be a step towards financial stability for a growing family. But even with a six-figure household income and stable jobs, she and her husband have struggled to make a purchase. High mortgage rates, yes, limited housing supply, said that, and historically poor affordability have kept buying a home stubbornly out of reach for Miss Gallagher and an economic researcher who is expecting a third child. 3 or 4 bedroom homes in good school districts are both, 1, hard to come by, and 2, prohibitively expensive. It makes it hard to feel secure, she said. Oh, hey, welcome back, Rich.
Hey, yeah, no, I was in what a Josh reads the internet. That's what happens whenever I restart. Is this better at least?
Yes.
Okay.
I clammed
that
up.
was a problem.
I didn't know what to talk about.
It's it can be really intimidating speaking to an audience of 0. I get it.
It's unnerving.
By the way,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
see that?
Yeah. Is it awesome?
You see how thick this book is?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This book is strictly on character creation. It has nothing about how to play the game. This entire book is character creation only.
Whoa.
And like how to, like what the spells, like all the things you can maybe have happen to a character.
So what you're telling me is, if I want to be the best D&D player I can be, I would pretty much need to read that book.
This is basically like a glossary of terms.
Okay. Hit me with a few of them.
All right. Well, I'll just go to. I mean, this is not a book you can open to a random page and just start reading.
Okay.
But let me see here. So I'm on the. I guess I'm in like the different types of characters you can have, and one's called the Entertainer.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. So let's read that. An excerpt from the Dungeons and Dragons Player's Handbook, edition 41. Maybe. You thrive in front of an audience. You know how to entrance them entertain them, and even inspire them. Your poetics can stir the hearts of those who hear you, awakening grief or joy, laughter or anger. Your music raises their spirits or captures their sorrow. Your dance steps captivate. Your dance steps captivate.
Yeah.
Your humor cuts to the quick. Whatever
Ooh.
techniques you use, your art is your life.
Yeah.
Josh Selkovitz. Applause.
Yeah. I'm in. I'm into that.
So, okay, so now you have skill proficiencies
Mm-hmm.
or acrobatics and performance, tool proficiencies, disguise kit, one type of musical instrument,
Ooh, I get to pick one?
equipment. I guess
I pick
equipment.
lute.
Yeah, that's. I think that might be only it. That's all you got. Loot or
Jude's harp.
yeah,
Doing, 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 doing.
drone,
mean?
drone harp. Yeah, right. Only one note. Musical instrument of your choice. Favor of an you get. Your equipment is the favor of an admirer. So like a love letter, a lock of hair, or a trinket.
Okay.
A costume and a pouch containing 15 GP, which I don't know what that means. Man, this is so funny. This is that. Bert, first of all, if we ever do this, we just you and I have to both be entertainers.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much already decided.
A good entertainer is versatile, spicing up every performance with a variety of different routines. Choose 1 to 3 routines or roll on the table below to define your expertise as an entertainer. And you can be, I guess these are all sub types of entertainers.
You're like,
Be an
I don't
actor.
understand how this guy could be useful in a game of Dungeon Dragon. But okay, go ahead. Actor, what else?
I don't, man, I'm telling you, hold on. Let me just see here. Yeah, it's like a page and a half worth. This is 2 pages worth of info on the entertainer. You can always find a place to perform. Wait, feature by popular demand. So this is all like backstory stuff. I don't know, what this. Okay, wait, hold on. We're getting there. Suggested characteristics. So flamboyant or yeah, okay. Inclined towards romantic, cling to high-minded. This is fucking Josh Selkovitz. Successful entertainers be able to captivate and hold an audience's attention, so they tend to have flamboyant or forceful personalities. They're inclined towards the romantic and often cling to high-minded ideals about the practice of art and the appreciation of beauty. We're changing the entertainer's name from entertainer to Josh Selkovitz.
You know, that's pretty square on. But again, I wonder how that could be useful on a quest or adventure.
All right, so now it's showing.
Like that sounds to me like a guy who's a lot of fun to have in the party, but also the guy who's getting eaten first by a dragon a lot.
Yeah, this is not a combatant. If that makes sense.
Keep going. Maybe there's some like maybe I can like make a joke that everyone laughs to death.
All right, so there's 4 things that you roll for. The first one's called personality.
About the imagination, they're leaving a very little amount of this up to the imagination. Go ahead.
Pretty rigid.
Yeah.
Pretty rigid here. So personality trait. You roll a dice and you get one of these, cool. Which is kind of strange here. Personality trait. If you roll 1, it's I know a story relevant to almost every situation.
Oh, I love that one. I love that one. I'm taking that one. I don't care if I roll. I rolled a 1.
Well, hold on. Let's hear the other 7.
Okay, cool. Bring it on.
Oh man. Number 2, whenever I come to a new place, I collect local rumors and spread gossip.
Ooh, I go to work. Good. Yeah. So that is very useful.
3. I am a hopeless romantic, always searching for that special someone. 4. Nobody stays angry at me. 4. Nobody stays angry at me or around me for. Wait. Nobody stays angry at me or around me for long since I can diffuse any amount of tension.
I mean, that is the first one you've said. That's absolutely true for me. I'm
I
a
know.
tension diffusing mastermind.
5. I love a good insult, even one directed at me.
I
Okay.
don't love being insulted, but
No, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird personality trait.
it is.
If I rolled a 5, I'd be like, I'm rolling again. 6. I get bitter if I'm not the center of attention.
Oh, that's definitely it.
1999 Josh Selkovitz would be
Yeah.
all over that one. 7. I'll settle for nothing less than perfection. 8. I change. That's not really an entertainer.
I've settled for far less than perfection many times.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think
I
it can
change
be.
my 8, and the last one, I change my mood or my mind as quickly as I change key in a song. Okay. They really came out of the. Yeah, I know a story relevant to almost every situation. It's kind of funny.
That's
But
great.
okay,
and
so that's
the rumors one sounds like it would be incredibly useful. Like as soon as I come to a town, I make new friends and spread rumors.
I guess I still cannot connect what we're reading here to how you play the game.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. Our party walks upon a new town, and let's say that we're passing through this town because we are trying to find a necromancer who lives in a tower, right? So
As
we
a
get to
birdie
town.
does.
Correct. Yeah. So we get into town. We don't know anything or anybody, and maybe we speak the language, maybe we don't. It's very useful to have someone in your party who can easily earn the trust of others and then start finding out what the local scuttlebutt is.
Okay.
So, like for my turn, I would make my way to a tavern and find out what the local gossip is. And then the dungeon master, because of my ability, he can unlock providing that information. He'll say, okay, Josh is blah, blah, blah. So he goes into the tavern and he makes friends with the barkeep. And the barkeep tells him that there's been rumors of a necromancer around here. You know what I mean? And like now we're on our way. Dude,
Yeah, I guess. I can't.
whenever you see me do this, it means the audio ain't it. Yeah. It breaks my heart to even tell you this. Like, look on your face. I just want to give you a big bear hug. Yeah, we've gone to inaudible now. I know what you said there, though.
I'm just gonna try.
It's not. It's distorted. It's like heavily distorted and like everything. You're like that. You know. I don't know if that's a clue. Say it again. I'm not a great lip reader. Lip reader. You think it's me? I mean, it could be. Well, let's do a test. Shut off your microphone and just say something. Then see what happens.
Okay, well, I've switched back to my earbuds. Does
Yeah.
this?
So now it sounds tinny, but I can hear every word you're saying.
Okay, so it's the microphone.
Yeah, I would say that's a safe bet.
That's weird.
Sounds like a cord's not plugged in all the way or something like that, but I don't know.
So I'm going to switch back. I'm going to switch back just to see.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, same thing. It's like I can, it's picking up certain sounds. Is the
We're just
gain
gonna
up
do
too
that.
high?
I don't think so.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What's your pattern on? Is it
It's
on the little
the-
Pac-Man ghost one?
It's the right. Yeah, like the second from the right.
Yeah. Doesn't it look like a Pac-Man ghost?
Yeah, it does. So my game was down. Is this? Well, it's off now. Anyway, I'm not using this.
Okay.
You can hear me fine. It's better now.
Absolutely.
No, it does. All right. Then it's-
Sounds not
well,
great, but it's fine.
I don't know why that's happening, and I wonder if I can use. I wonder if my laptop microphone might be better.
Yeah, I was just going to suggest that. Your
Yeah,
laptop
yeah.
mic might sound a little bit better.
I'm gonna move some stuff around real quick. This work laptop out of here. I might have some work stuff to discuss
Oh, yeah?
next week. Yeah.
Bro, I've got 5 days of work left.
Brah. Brah. That's what the kids say, right? Brah.
Bruh. Yeah.
All right, let me try this. All right, let's changing audio now.
It's weird to prepare to go out for 2.5 months. And I'm at
Better?
the point right now. Yeah, way better. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm at the point now where like it would just be easier if she went into labor today. You know what I mean? Like I'm spending so much time and energy like working 2 months ahead, trying to like get things as ready as I can and inform people and keep them up to date. But if I were just gone tomorrow, they would have no choice but to figure it out for themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm kind of hoping that happens, but I guess they say your first kid doesn't typically come early. So, and we're not
Yeah.
going past the due date. We know we're going in on the due date, and that's
Which is
that's
the 29th? Your birthday,
no,
right?
the 9th.
Oh, the 9th. Oh,
I'm
you're
a
literally.
week, I'm a week away. Yeah,
Yeah.
or a
yeah,
week and a
yeah,
half. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I know, right? Shit's getting pretty real over here. Honestly, like I've gone through every feeling and emotion, and now I'm just excited. It's a cool thing. I'm a lucky person
Good.
to go through it, and like, why wouldn't I be excited? You know, It's a
That's
million
great.
things
Yeah,
to
that's
always
true.
worry about, right? All right, so back to the task at hand. Did my explanation help make sense?
Kind of, yeah. I guess the thing that I struggle with is where you kind of draw the line of things that are assumed, or like how to, and I'm sure that becomes more clear as you play the game. But
What do you mean assume? Give me an example.
so if you are someone who gossips about town, how do you know that anyone in the pub has the information that you might need? And
You don't.
right.
don't.
So that, I guess
The dungeon
the easier
master
way to
does,
say it
though.
is right. So the dungeon master has to lead you towards the solution. That's what I'm kind of.
I think you're
guessing.
forgetting that this isn't a game of Monopoly. These campaigns go on for weeks, months, years. The fun is the not knowing and getting it wrong and having to try somewhere else. So I don't think the dungeon master leads you. I mean, I think they can.
They have to present you with a solution somewhere.
I think
along
they
the
present you with choices, right?
line. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean by
Right.
present you with a solution?
You have to be able to figure out how to get to the necromancer, right? Like you have to make choices that get you there at some
Right.
point.
Right.
And it would just be really frustrating if you couldn't find that unless you were like, go north. And then it said, and then you go north, go west, go what, you know what I mean?
No.
Like, I don't see how it can
Don't
be in like you're the what show is that? Rick and Morty,
Yeah.
where they're playing the text-based adventure
yeah.
thing. Like you can't just guess. You kind of have to stumble upon the solution.
You didn't pick your mom up from the airport. The vampires have won. great.
So
Yeah,
and
right,
again,
I get what
the
you're
information I'm looking for does not exist in this. It does exist. I bought a Kindle, which I love, by the way.
agree.
I do not. So this book it's kind of like a school textbook.
Yeah, I
it's
can tell it's got
hardcover,
like glossy pages and
glossy pages. I like those. I do not like paperback books, man. The feeling of them in my hands I don't like it. And so I never read them. I got a Kindle and I read more in the last week than I have in the last 10 years.
hold on. Okay, so the Kindle is I'm in a weird place with the Kindle. Which Kindle did you get?
The Paperwhite.
Yeah, I think that's the one I need to get. I got the Oasis because, can't help myself.
Only the best.
Yeah, only the best.
What's
It has
what's
physical
the Oasis?
buttons. The Oasis it's like the Paperwhite, but it's thinner, it's waterproof. I think the Kindle White is Paperwhite is waterproof now too. But at the time it
is.
wasn't. Had enough space for audiobooks and was just like a little sleeker looking, and it had the 2 physical buttons. You can make it landscape or portrait. It's not great. I've got a pop socket and a strap on the back to try to find a way to comfortably hold this thing.
It's too big.
I think it's downstairs. I don't want to go grab it, but yeah, it's just the wrong size to hold in your. It's not thick enough. Like it says, it's not substantial. It's like holding a piece of paper and reading it in bed. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
Well,
you
I don't-
like the way that you hold the paperweight, and you don't mind that you have to flip the screen to switch pages.
So
Wouldn't you
there
rather
it
have
is
a
a
button?
little. I think I'd rather have more space because the problem with the Paperwhite is 2 things.
Your thumbs rest on the page.
Kind of, yeah. So there's it's hard to hold and not turn the page. So that that's not great. And also the screen scratched like immediately. And maybe that's just how it works, but
I don't know.
it's okay.
I
It's not that big of a deal. I just noticed
Yeah.
it like immediately. I do like it because I can kind of just it fits in my hand okay. It's big. It'd be big for a lot of people, and I can barely kind of like hold it with one hand without a pop socket on it. Maybe a pop socket would be good.
Pop socket would be a great idea. They're fantastic. Like it's for Kindles especially. It took me years to think about that, and then Allison was like, "Why don't you just put a pop socket on it?" It's like, oh,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I guess I can put a pop socket on a Kindle.
But I again, I don't know what it is. The physical texture of a paperback book, like the grittiness of it, I don't like, and so the Kindle solves that problem. And I also like that it's just like more pages, but it almost feels like the font's big enough, right? Like, and I don't know, just the reading experience is way better on a Kindle, I think.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah, because you can control the font. I think that was another thing with the Oasis is that you could add warmth and brightness. Can you do that on the Paperwhite?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe there was like another feature that got me all excited about it, but I'd be curious.
Maybe it was an old generation that didn't have all that. And I have it reversed, right? So it's a black background with white letters, which I like.
Is that, and you can change that to the other way too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember now. How's the battery?
I've charged it once and I read it every day last week, and it's at 50%.
See, that's the other thing. The Oasis battery, because of all that other functionality that, at the time wasn't on the other devices, the battery's not. It's like the only thing about a Kindle that people love is that the battery lasts for fucking weeks if you have it in a drawer. It doesn't matter. Not this one.
Right.
But I don't.
Why did you? Well, the good news is it was the most expensive model, right? So that's
exactly. Like by far the most expensive. I think it was like $300 or something like that. They don't even make it anymore. So, like, because I spent that much on it, I don't want to buy another one. But at the same time, I also want to enjoy reading my Kindle. So,
if you're not enjoying having it, then it's not worth keeping, right? You might as well get the one that you're gonna. If it dissuades you from reading, it's kind of defeating the purpose.
That's true.
So yeah. Anyway, there is a Kindle book. I downloaded one, and I was reading a book on music theory, which again, going through it is basically a textbook, like a school textbook that I'm reading now. All of a sudden,
Music
because
theory
I
is a
have access
school
to it.
subject.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like it
Yeah.
took me a week to get, not quite even a week, 3 or 4 days to get through it.
That's cool.
But I have a beginner's guide to Dungeons and Dragons lined up
Nice.
next. So it's probably, I'm sure it's available on whatever yours is as well, if you have Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah, bro, I got Kindle Unlimited. You think I don't have Kindle Unlimited? What do I look like to you? Guy who doesn't have
You
Kindle
think I'm
Unlimited?
Think I'm an a la carte Kindle user? Come on.
No, what is Kindle Unlimited?
It's basically like,
Download as many books as you want for a monthly fee?
yes, but they're not every book is available. So it's not quite as good as like Spotify, but it's,
You can download books on
equivalent.
Spotify?
yeah,
It's awesome.
only if they're not Kindle Unlimited. So anyway, let's get back to the entertainer here.
I still feel like you're missing a piece of this game.
I don't
you're
want to
not
figure it out
quite-
right now.
The dots
wanna
haven't
read
quite
them.
connected.
That's right. You're right.
Go for
And
it.
I will read the book and I'll figure it out.
Okay.
So, okay, that was personality trait. Those are the 8 options there. By the way, I didn't realize you had multiple dice.
Yeah.
Like you have like 4 or 5 dice each.
Yeah. Yeah, they're for different things. Different number of sides, different colors. Some are made out of obsidian. Some are made of sage, emerald,
Dragon's breath.
dragon's breath.
Okay, so the personality trait was 8-sided. This is now a 6-sided roll. And ideal. This is your ideal. 1, beauty.
Like what okay, go ahead.
When I perform, I make the world better than it was.
Amen.
That's a good thing. But though, you ever see those? I didn't realize I thought they were just memes. But they're a 9. There's like a table with 9 boxes in it. It's like evil, neutral, good across the top, and then down the side it's like chaotic, lawful. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
All right. Anyway, this has, so after the beauty one, in parentheses it says good, and then 2, tradition. The stories, legends, and songs of the past must never be forgotten, for they teach us who we are. And then that one says lawful. So I don't know what that means, but it looks
Got
like
it.
that means
Got it.
something.
Got it.
3, creativity.
So this is all making me want to play this game far more.
Yeah, I think you could almost get enjoyment out of just figuring out how to play the game.
That's the point.
Like
Creating
learning.
your character is a ton of fun. Remember that video we were watching last time where that guy, it was like a 3-hour video and it was just on creating your character?
And he was like, yeah, so my character's name is like Aurelian Smithness. He's like a level 7 elf in the
No big deal.
Just that's not important.
Just like a
Won
level 7
multiple
elf.
battles.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just like he is slain entire villages and liberated others, but we're not here to talk
Yeah,
about
dragons kneel at his presence. It's the whole thing, but we don't have to get into that right now. 3,
I'm not going to ask you
creativity.
to salute me by my formal greetings because there are too many of them and they're too long and I've worked far too hard to earn them.
So there's 6 ideals. I'm not going to read them all.
Is
And
there
then
any that are
there's
bad?
Yeah, there is greed.
Mm.
If you roll 4, your ideal becomes greed, and it says, "I am only in it for the money and fame," and that's an evil.
Give me my money.
So yeah, there's 6 of those, and then the next section is bond. Roll 1. My instrument is my most treasured possession, and it reminds me of someone I love.
I sing a
Two.
sweet song of a lady past. I swing a sweet song for her memory. I sing a sweet song of my lady love for all of you to hear.
You gotta work on that last line. You gotta make it tie back in. You gotta rhyme it.
That was off the dome.
2,
Bro.
someone stole my precious instrument, and someday I'll get it back.
I've lost my lute. I haven't a clue of where it could be. That's getting a little Les Mis now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's a little Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
You gotta. Yeah, you're going a cappella. You don't have your lute.
Yeah, I don't have my lute, bro. That's the whole point of that song.
3, I want to be famous, whatever it takes.
Oh, the world's a stage.
I will do anything to prove myself superior to my hated rival.
Oh, that could be interesting and fun.
I would do anything for the other members of my old troop.
Okay. Wait, the other members of my old
Those are
troop?
funny.
Fuck you guys.
My old
But I would.
troop.
Did I ever tell
I
you
don't know if
guys
it's
about
like
how
my
cool my
old
old crew
troop.
was? My old troop.
I don't know if it's that or if it's like my old troop.
Oh
Or if
yeah,
it's like,
is it like
me old
go to-
troop.
I break me leg for me old troop, me old
Right,
troop,
right.
me old troop. Or it's like, guys, I hate to keep bringing this up, but in my old troop, we
Yeah.
used to have this game that we would play, and it was a lot of fun. I don't think you guys would get it, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to let you know that it was a really good time.
At my old school, it
Yeah.
was, we used to do it this way.
Have you ever
My
worked
old
with
friends.
at my old job person?
I'm sure I've never worked with someone that said it enough that it comes to mind, but I know what you
I was
mean.
in a training class, like a training group. I'm trying to remember where this was, and someone had worked at, I think, McKesson, and they like clearly desperately still wanted to be working at McKesson. Like within the first day, it was obvious. He was like, well, you know what we would do at McKesson is at lunchtime we would all get lunch together.
At McKesson, you weren't allowed to go to the bathroom without permission.
That's right.
And it was great. It was like it really made you think about what if you actually had to go.
It made everyone uncomfortable. Like this guy just kept talking about the way, and like at one point the trainer was like, yeah, well, that's not the way we do it here. Okay.
That's a bad first day.
Yeah.
Bad first impression.
Yeah.
All right, these are funny.
All right, keep going.
Flaw. You have to pick your flaw. You have to roll for your flaw. 1,
Too likable.
I'll do anything to win fame and renown. 2, I'm a sucker for a pretty face. 3, a scandal prevents me from ever going home again.
Ooh, I like
kind
that
of
one.
That kind of trouble seems to follow me around.
Okay. Bridge burner.
Oh, here's a good one. This is a very exactly what I would assume Dungeons and Dragons. 4. If you roll 4, your flaw becomes I once satirized a noble who still wants my head. It was a
That's a really
mistake
good
that
one.
I will likely repeat.
I like that a lot.
5, I have trouble keeping my true feelings hidden. My sharp tongue lands me in trouble.
That's a good one too.
And then like the worst one, 6, despite my best efforts, I am unreliable to my friends. So here's my question. Let's say
like
you
those
roll
a
that
lot.
one.
Yeah.
And like, how do you play that out in the game? How does that flaw become a part of the story in the game?
Okay, so I'm just assuming here, but I'm guessing that everybody has a flaw, and it basically limits the character from being overpowered, right? So a gregarious song with a gregarious person who makes friends very easily with a song in his heart can be a very useful thing without having a vulnerability to check it. Like that person could win the whole quest on their own. All you need to do is make friends with the right people and, then you're off to the races. But the fact that you can't go certain places, you can't return to your home, there's a noble looking for you, and you get yourself into trouble because the same things that make you very useful also bring risk. I think it's brilliant.
So let me ask you this.
So it limits your ability to be effective.
Does the dungeon master know
Has to.
the characters before they create this? Create the
No,
story?
no. The story is the story because the story can be navigated a million ways, right? Which, going back to your earlier point about like the dungeon master has to present you with solutions, I really don't think that's their job. Their job is to help, is to tell you the consequences of your actions and guide you along the story. So if you were to so the dungeon master knows the character, and when you state the action you want to take, you'll either roll to determine its efficacy and success, or you'll be limited in the number of dice that are rolled or the number of possibilities, right? So it's like a game of probabilities. So if I'm this joker with a song in my heart, and I say for my turn, there are a group of orcs attacking us from the tree line, I run at them with my dagger in hand, and I attempt to cut the head off of one orc. They're going to roll the dice, but because I don't have those skills, he's going to say, your attack failed. You were killed in the process. And, your party is now being raided by orcs. But if I were a skilled archer and my choice was, I pull out my bow, I knock an arrow and loose it. You like that? Knock, loose. Those are archery terms.
Yeah.
Then maybe I'll have a higher
Someone's
chance of success. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I can't, it prohibits someone from just doing whatever they want and succeeding every time. You have to act in ways that are consistent with your character. The dungeon master knows because you have a character sheet that you've come with, and they will help you determine whether or not your actions are successful.
So I guess when it comes to like the flaw and, I once, is it satirized or is it satirized?
You had it right the first time.
Yeah. Okay. Once I once satirized a noble who still wants my head and I can't go home or whatever.
Or
well, like, how do they
always
know
looking
that?
for me? Well, so like I can't go rolling into a town square and expect that I'm not gonna, like, there's risk for me to go into a bar and try to make friends because they might be friends with this noble. This noble might have hired mercenaries that are looking for me, right? Like, it limits what I can do. It's like a throttling effect.
But the only way that would be a possibility in the story is if the dungeon master maybe threw that in, right? That they would know who you are. Because how would they know to say, to give you the risk of going into a town square where there could possibly be someone looking for you? And maybe that's a flaw that a lot of characters have, and that's just something that they may or may not throw in for, and not just specifically the entertainer.
As a group, we would need to decide the risk reward, right? Like, okay, so we have Josh here. We know he can go in and find out what's going on, but we also know that his mouth has gotten him in trouble a number of times. So he might go in there and hit a home run and entertain everybody, and we're going to come in and he'll be dancing on the bar and everyone will be cheering for him. Or we might come into the bar and he's going to be in handcuffs with a sword pointed at his throat. And I believe, if I understand correctly, the dungeon master's domain for this particular campaign would already have. We would already know if there was. We would already know the chances that the particular noble that I angered had reach where we were. You know what I mean? Like, this is a whole universe.
So now you're taking like even a farther step back. You're trying to figure out a theoretical character that may not even exist in this realm, and a backstory from the entertainer that now has an effect on the other NPCs in the that's
Right.
what I'm having trouble with is like where do you
Well-
stop, right?
Well, you,
Like,
you
what-
don't like in that episode of Community, the guy that the one player that they're playing with that actually has played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons brings his own character and had won possessions and abilities from previous campaigns. So you enhance your character and you enrich your character through every
Yeah,
campaign,
right.
and those enrichments
know.
come with you, which
That's
is really
all in
cool.
this
I think.
book. Yeah, sure.
I
Until you
think it's
die.
awesome. Well, yeah, that's the thing I'm not clear on is death. Right? I mean, it's got to be a
fucking
risk,
suck it.
right?
Like, yeah, you turn on the car and it explodes and the game's over. It takes 5 minutes to play and then everyone dies and loses. That's it. Like that kind of sucks.
You failed to pick your mom up from the airport. The vampires have won.
By the way, there is an artist's rendering of the Entertainer here. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, very much so.
What do you think it looks like?
I'm guessing a jester with like a hat with those little bells that hang down. You know what I mean?
It's an entertainer. He's not a clown.
Jester. I'm thinking something very jestery.
There's your guy.
Oh, he's handsome. He looks cool. Look at that belt buckle.
It's got the old 1906 White Sox baseball pants on.
Yeah, I like that too. I like those baseball pants. Those are cool.
So there's a I mean, I'm not. I've read half of the information you need you need for oh man, the pictures are funny.
But this is the beauty of this game is that the way to have the most fun is to really lean into it.
Yeah.
Right? Like I would imagine that you can play a game of Dungeons and Dragons that does feel like Monopoly and is very paint by numbers and is easy to navigate. And then I'm sure you can play with people that have been playing for years, and the depth and like the decision tree, right? Like the if then statements would be infinite.
It seems as though that seems to me to have a what's the right way to say this? Like the barrier to entry for that experience seems really high and really involved and frustrating. Whereas something more simple where you don't have to worry about.
But why would you not want to worry about those things?
Oh, these are all maybe I'm done.
Incredibly complex and fun.
I'm done on the Entertainer. They didn't have a drawing for Folk Hero.
What's the Folk Hero?
Dude, first of all, I want to just let's see here. Should I count how many possibilities there are?
Yeah, if it's easy to count. And like, are there any characters that appeal to you besides the Entertainer?
That's the first one I read.
Okay.
Let's see. We got Criminal, Charlatan, Acolyte.
Charlatan. What's an acolyte? Like an apprentice?
You have spent your life in the service of a temple to a specific god or pantheon of gods. Basically a priest, I guess.
Okay.
You act as an intermediary between the realm of the holy and the mortal world.
Okay, I'm not sure if I understand what that means, but cool.
I don't either.
Cool.
Performing sacred rites and offering sacrifices in order to conduct worshipers into the presence of the divine.
Oh, so you're like a zealot. You're out there trying to bring people into your
goddamn acolyte.
You're
not a zealot.
I'm so sorry.
Jesus, man, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of shit in here. Charlatan, Criminal.
I once had a heart,
Entertainer, Folk Hero. I don't know if this is the Folk Hero or the Guild Artisan, but this is a great picture.
Whoa. Is that a midget? A dwarf?
Yeah, he definitely doesn't look definitely looks smaller. Doesn't say that. Okay, guild artisan, hermit, noble, outlander. That one seems fun.
Ooh, that one sounds cool.
Sage, sailor.
Sailor. It's not going to be very useful on land.
Yep. Soldier. Urchin. Jesus, this is terrible. You grew up in the streets alone, orphaned and poor. You had
Straight
no one
rat.
You had no one to watch over you or to provide for you, so you learned to provide for yourself.
That'll be 3 coppers, street rat. We pay for our pleasures in this town.
Oh, I guess that's it. Okay, cool. So you have starting Inam and equipment. Chapter 5 is equipment.
All right. What kind of gear we got?
So
What's our
everyone
loadout
starts.
looking like?
So hold on. Starting equipment. When you create your character, you receive equipment based on any combination of your class and background. Alternatively, you can start with a number of gold pieces based on your class and spend them on items from the list in this chapter. See the starting wealth by class table. Okay. You decide how your character came by this starting equipment. It might have been an inheritance or goods that the character purchased during his or her upbringing. You might have been equipped with a weapon, military service, stolen. You might have stolen your gear, family heirloom, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Starting wealth by class.
The Sword of Duquesne, which has been with Clan Duquesne since early days.
Coinage.
My sword is made of Valyrian steel.
I've only heard of Valyrian steel, my lord. I've never laid eyes on one myself.
Its balance is unmatched. Nothing cuts like Valyrian steel, my
It's
lord.
like, yeah, but you know what? That seems like it's a marketing thing for big, the Valyrian steel manufacturers.
Big Valyrian.
Out of here. Big Valyrian. So armor, you can have light, medium, blah, 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 whatever.
I got me a tunic of boiled leather and chain mail.
So it has a table for
in this
armor,
pub.
and it has a cost, strength. Some of them may or may not give you more strength. Stealth might be a disadvantage to having armor.
Right, you're clanging
depending
around.
on what it is. And then it has weight.
Right, you got to know the weight.
Man, this is. It's like a fucking. You got to do a calculation like for every interaction. It's like I got to go through and calculate.
Like how else could you keep? How else could you keep the story tethered without, like in a game where your actions are, the possibilities of your actions are infinite, there has to be, like, think about all of the attributes and parameters that decide success in what we do every day. All right, I want to go next door to Whole Foods to buy food. Well, can I walk? Is the ground passable? Do I have money? Do I speak the language? Do I have a bag to put my groceries in? I've acquired me tote from Whole Foods. It's where I put me lemons and apples.
God damn. So I just stumbled across adventuring gear. So weapons has a number of weapons, obviously. Right. And it's pretty interesting. So it has range. Okay. So range is defined. Whether it's two-handed is defined, which makes sense.
Yep.
Weight, of course.
What kind of weapons we talking about? Broadsword, dagger. Bow and arrow.
No broadsword. Believe it or
Javelin.
not. Club. Daggers in there. Great club. Hand axe. Javelin. Want to be Dan. Dan and Dave. Got a javelin and a discus. A shot put. Those are my weapons.
Javelin, discus, and a shot put. Yeah.
And a
Discus,
pole.
I don't
Fucking
know.
Vault.
Yeah.
Vault over walls.
Vault over the castle walls.
So adventuring gear. This is all the adventuring gear. Everything in this.
Oh my
Page.
god.
I know. So the descriptions are in the next pages that talk
it
about
does seem like an overwhelming barrier to entry. I'll give you that. Like it does
Yes.
seem like a lot of work goes into just getting a game off the ground. But at the same time, I don't think you need to go. I think it's just depending on how far you want to go into it, right?
Well, listen. I'm not hating on the idea of Dungeons and Dragons. It is obviously immensely popular, and people love getting that deep into it. But
Yeah.
what I'm curious about is how did all those people start? What was their first game? Like what? Because I think just like anything, it's tough to skip steps. Like you have to play a game where you have a defined character and a 1 hour quest that leads you that keeps things pretty on track the entire
Yeah,
way.
but the way to do that is to make a smaller universe that you're playing in. So
Well, yeah, that's
you're
what I mean.
playing in a town, right? And
Right.
your starting point and end point are pretty close together, and you don't have the options to go outside of that town. That right there would make it so much simpler.
Right. So I'm curious
you know,
about how those games go. And I'm sure I'll read it when I read mine.
You know that you can
Sure.
you can hire a dungeon master, and they actually can demand quite a fee.
Fuck, I believe it.
Yeah, me too. That'd be a cool way to
Yeah.
make money. Oh man, I got the Tdap vaccine booster yesterday. Hurting the old arm.
Tdap.
Tetanus, diphtheria, and something else.
Okay.
You got to get it if
Whatever it is.
kids come.
By the way, you got a what?
You
Oh,
got to
with
get
the
it
baby,
if
yeah.
the baby's coming in every 10 years.
Want to talk about some things I saw over the past week.
It's like a passport. You get it, and then you're like, shit, yeah, I don't have to do this for 10 years. And then before you know it, that due date starts getting closer and closer, and you think, my God, how has it been 10 years already?
And now you're under the gun to get it done immediately.
Yeah, I think my passport expires in 2027, and I remember when I got it, and I was like, 2027.
Yeah, I might not even be traveling at that point.
That's
That's a later problem. Did I tell you about? I guess it was it 2020? It was 2022 that we went to London, and I didn't look at my passport until 3 weeks before we left, and it was expired.
Oof.
Yeah, talk about it. That you want to bring that up at home to your significant other.
Yeah. Oh, so we're not going to London.
Yeah, I got something.
Well, at least I'm not.
That's like telling your mom that you didn't do the homework or you got yelled at, or, got bad grades. It's just
More
not
like
a good
telling your
situation.
mom on the way to school that you forgot you had a book report due that day.
Or a diorama that you just didn't.
I forgot. Can we just stop at Staples and get some
let's
stuff?
just quickly go to the Staples and I'll do it.
Do you have a shoebox in here anywhere?
Why did we do that to ourselves?
I'm thinking about it from the other side now. Like, imagine that
Yeah.
you're the parent, and your
Yeah.
idiot kid is like, "Oh yeah, by the way." You just like, you fucking idiot.
I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I was thinking about other stuff, because it
for
just
2
felt like
weeks.
more fun to think about other stuff.
I don't want to. I just anyway. So that happened, and I immediately went into panic mode. Of course, trying to figure out a solution before I even sounded the alarm.
I would imagine in DC you could get that done pretty quickly. I know in New York City it's one of the benefits. Like you can get a passport renewed same day if you got the right amount of money in the right direction.
That's what happened. Yeah. I think there was an additional fee, but it was $50 or something like that to get it expedited. But it was like going to the DMV, and man, those things, things that I find about the DMV or now passport agency, everyone's like, oh, it's just like you get there and then they ask you for this and they ask you for that, and then you don't have this or that. Like they tell you exactly what you need, and if you just read it and have it all there and double check that you have everything, it's an incredibly smooth experience.
I'm sure.
I have my passport. It took me 10 minutes to like
people
get
who typically
through the line.
Need a same day passport are not the most organized of folk.
Yeah, I guess
you're the exception to that
right.
rule. Yeah. Although when I went to the DMV because my license had expired 2.5 years prior, and it was an out-of-state license, and I had lost the actual physical license.
Okay.
There were a lot of things that I didn't apply from what it said on the website. Dude, that you should have seen the folder I went to that DMV with: Social Security card, marriage certificate, several bills printed out, bank statements, the whole nine. You needed all of it.
Yeah, absolutely. You didn't take it all. Don't show up there and then ask them what you need.
Hey, what do I need for this?
Why do I need a birth certificate? Why do I need my old passport? Like, dude, okay. But yeah, it was great. I mean, I literally had it done. The part where I went in and gave them everything was done in 10 minutes. And she's like, all right, well, we're going to print it. It's going to be a few hours, or you can just, if you want to hang out. I'm like, I'm just going to go home. I'll come back. Yeah. But I think people will literally get on airplanes and fly to those cities to do that.
Yep. No question.
Which, how about in DC, man, it was nice.
How about this? For my turn, I would like to sing one of my famous songs.
Are you talking about Dungeons and Dragons now?
Yeah, like what for my turn, I would like to sing a song to the group that I think will inspire morale. Me old troop.
Yeah. Me old troop. Tools. Trinkets, dude. Come on. 100-sided die. There's a 100-sided die.
Ooh.
I can't. I got to do this in small doses, man. I can't read it over and over again. So we were at the beach, and we were at Rehoboth. I don't know if you've ever been. No. They have a boardwalk that actually has like a small amusement park. Like there's a few rides, lots of games, but there are a few rides on the boardwalk. It's pretty cool. A lot of kids, right?
You go on the ride?
And one of them, rode the. They have a pirate ship ride. It's called the Sea Dragon. Great name.
Yeah.
If they had a Sea Dragon baseball hat, I would have bought it.
Yeah.
And dude, it is I never liked the pirate ship ride. It scared me. Like I don't like the feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, I still don't like it, but I get on it it's like immersion therapy.
Really?
To do it. Yeah, it is unsettling. I get on a roller coaster all day and have no issues. Something about the pirate ship ride and like the magic carpet at Kennywood.
Yeah.
I was screaming.
Did you see the one that got stuck recently for half an hour?
Of course. They always get stuck at the top. Yeah.
They were stuck hanging upside down like bats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really understood. It didn't scare me like you're saying. Some of them did, not the pirate ship for whatever reason, but I do have a hard time understanding why people enjoy those. Roller coasters I get, makes complete sense. That's a lot of fun.
But what scared you?
The like drop rides.
Mhm.
Those ones scare the shit out of me. And I wouldn't say it scared me, but anything that spins, I would just get so sick. So I
Right.
was scared of throwing up.
Scared for your own reputation, or not a physical
Yeah.
fear.
But I
like,
definitely would like scream on those rides too. You know, I was, yeah.
it got to the point where we were in the second to last row, and there were a bunch of kids in the last row, and they were screaming loud, and it was like while we were kind of getting going,
Yeah.
and then we got going, and I started screaming involuntarily, like these are genuine sounds of terror, and they stopped screaming because
Because
I
there was
was
a man screaming.
it was an adult,
because a grown
It was
man
a-
was screaming in terror.
pretty much. But we rode the bumper cars, and we were waiting in line for the bumper cars, and something dawned on me. I was like, how that is the most intrusive interaction between an adult and an unrelated child in our nation's society. There will never be more of an interaction between those two parties, and when it happens, it's hilarious to watch because the adult's always like, "Whoo." You know what I mean? So I was like, can you imagine running into some other 8-year? Like, how do you do? You don't not acknowledge that it happened.
Well, yeah, like while staring down a kid, just ramming into them.
I was watching that, and I'm like, man, this is funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
And then I did it, and I was doing the same thing, like, yeah. Good one. Good hit.
And like, if I remember accurately, you can give someone a pretty good jarring. Like you can rattle their cage pretty good.
You know, this one had, which I hate, but I kind of maybe understand it. They had tires in the middle. So it was kind of like a track. Like you had to go in a circle, and you can only go one way. It wasn't just
so it wasn't like an open melee.
No, it wasn't an open melee. And they didn't have, remember at Kennywood how they had like the way those things ran was with a thing that dragged across the top, open electricity.
Yeah.
Lightning bolts scraping across.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah, it was that pole and that grate at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like and it felt like the ones at Kennywood, like they had control over whether or not you could go fast, or maybe like certain points that you just picked up the current and you gathered momentum. Right. But like there was a very big inconsistency between speed and I don't know. Do you remember it that way too?
I don't remember that. I just remember it not having a defined track and electricity being dangerously available.
So were they gas powered or electric?
No, they weren't gas powered. They were electric somehow, and they turned them on and off. I assume they just had batteries in them.
Interesting.
But it was fun still.
So you were on a track, meaning like it was a race course, and you just would knock people off the race?
No, I think it was exactly the same. It was exactly the same as what you're envisioning for bumper cars, just with 3 tires in the middle of it, and you had to go around them. It was just an oval.
Okay, got it. And you had the classic car format with the rubber thick bumpers around it.
Classic bumper car format.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And then it was like I just
I wonder if the bumper cars at
6-year-old
Kennywood I wonder if the bumper cars at Kennywood are still still have the pole to the ceiling. Yes, they
Ceiling
do.
pole. Nice.
They absolutely do.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know?
Yep.
That is madness. That's a lot of bumper cars.
Mm-hmm. And then there's always the one kid who's like stuck over here in the corner.
Yeah. Like, I can't do it.
Get out.
You're like, spin the wheel. Just spin the wheel. They yeah, that's right. The Kennywood, they had the one you just get like the straps over one shoulder each.
Yeah.
That's how you stay in.
That's all you
They
need.
didn't have those.
All you need is the straps. Oh, here's a video of it. Look at his mom on her cell phone. This kid's like, "Come on, mom, we're in the bumper cars."
She's like, you settle down. Settle down on the bumper cars. We went on a haunted house, like one of those little tracks. It's pretty cool. It's funny. Don't do it.
Like Le Cachot.
I don't think I ever went on Le Cachot.
Really?
Where is that? Yeah, it was one of
Anyway,
those like
it's not there anymore. But yeah, it was like
Le
you sat in like a it was like they took
Le
the back
Cachot.
seat out of a Buick and put it in a ride, and you would be like,
it wasn't. It was like a. It was like one of those chairs on the Voice, right? That like spun around.
yeah,
and it
yeah.
slammed
Yeah.
into the doors backwards. That's how it opened doors. It just like slammed.
That's
into
right.
them. Look, why was it called Le Cachot?
because it was a French chateau, I think. Oh,
Maybe
because it
spell
means
that
the
out.
dungeon in French, Rich. Duh.
Oh, you got it.
Do I got it?
Why was there a ride called Le Cachot at Kennywood?
Look at that. That was it, bro. I want to see the
I never
chairs.
did. Yeah. I remember them being
Oh,
like
there we go.
circular, like having big back area. Yeah, right. And they
That was a great
slammed
ride,
into the
man.
doors. I
Yeah.
never went on it.
Oh, you missed out. You
I
really
know.
missed out. It was you know, as we got older, it was like not cool to do anymore. But it was
Right.
but it was
Kinda
fun.
like the old mill.
Look at these two. These two are having a blast at Kennywood.
They're first in line for Le Cachot.
I love seeing pictures of old people having their picture taken, like Depression era people, because
Right.
they're like so against any excess or fun or ornament, or you know what I mean. So they just stand. But like thinking of them asking someone to take their picture in front of a ride is like so silly, but they stand there all stern faced, like they were capturing a moment of real history.
And they're always dressed nicely.
Yeah, or he's dressed nicely. He's got his hat on. He's got his coat. You know, it's the summer.
Le Cachot.
Yeah, the Cash Show is a. You did Noah's Ark, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every year.
Noah's Ark was where they started off. That was the first ride I would do every year.
Really? You walked past the
Yeah.
turnpike and went
Yeah.
to Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark wasn't even near the beginning. You didn't
That
go on. It was the
Oh, yeah,
turnpike was
well,
the first one you walk past.
Depends what entrance you come in.
Oh, there was only one entrance. There was only one entrance, and it was the turnpike, the old mill, and the Jackrabbit. You had
Remember that red carpet? I can still feel it under my feet.
It was like kind of wet, always.
Spongy.
It's
Real,
like-
yeah, it was like damn spongy.
People just get off the log jammer and go straight to the Noah's Ark.
Remember this guy?
No, I don't remember
I
that
assume
guy.
that was Noah. Yeah, he was up in the boat window. Oh my God, Noah's
No.
Ark walkthrough.
Yeah, let's check that out. Completely updated. He's going kind of Noah's Ark through the whale. I heard they closed that for a while, and then they had to bring it. Then they brought it back.
They had asbestos in the whale mouth. They had to get out.
I don't
Does it say
remember that.
dogs? Wait, potatoes,
Yeah,
corn. One said
chickens,
dogs. Why do
corn.
they have dogs in a crate? Oh, because it's Noah's Ark. That's why.
Yeah, how else are you going to put dogs in an ark?
They got two
Let 'em
parrots
run.
up there.
I don't remember this.
No, I don't remember a water feature either. I remember the shaking walkway though. Is this
Right?
it?
Is that this? I don't think so. You'd be able to hear it. I do remember there being a really dark section where you had to kind of feel your way through.
Yeah.
And now you're outside.
Now you're on the boat. No, you're
You-
coming
you
around.
can-
You're not on the boat yet,
You can see people.
but you can hear
Yeah.
the boat. Dude, this felt magical as a kid.
Look in that window.
Yeah, what are you doing, man? Doing it wrong. You're doing
Are
Noah's Ark wrong.
you trying to set a world record pace in here? Jesus.
Yeah, come on, bro. Take your time.
Take your time.
Oh, there's the boat.
Is that the boat?
Yeah. Remember, because the boat went like up and down.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they took the shuffling floor out.
Did they?
Yeah, he would have gone on it already.
You sure it wasn't on the boat?
Maybe.
Exit signs. Oh.
Oh.
You'd like to be standing behind that guy in line.
Yeah.
Oh, you were going to film this, aren't you?
Yeah. You're doing a walkthrough, huh?
I don't remember it being this, like, educational.
Okay, good. There's stairs.
Yeah, I don't remember it being educational.
Oh, good. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said?
Oh, good. There's stairs.
I just remember the very end having that, like, spinny bricks. You did
Oh,
did
that's
one
right.
on the walk.
The
catwalk.
tube. The tube.
It was like a catwalk with a.
It was spinning around you, and you had
It's
to
like a
keep your
fucking.
balance.
It's like a zoo exhibit.
Yeah.
I remember none of that.
Agreed.
And didn't they have, and they may have gotten rid of it by the time we started going, but I remember they had a compressed air that whenever women would walk over it with skirts on, they'd blow it. And so their skirts would fly up.
Good, more
That's
stairs.
awesome.
More stairs.
Dude, I bet through going like when the workers have to go through Noah's Ark with the lights on, I bet it's a really depressing experience.
Right.
Oh, here's the shaking floor. I can hear it. Yep.
Yeah, there it is. There were two of them, I thought. There's
Maybe.
one that went forward and backwards and one that went side to side.
Yeah. Okay, my guy. Okay, take her easy.
Hey, we're watching his video.
I remember this. I definitely remember the animals in the cages. Here's your spinning tube.
Is it spinning? Yeah, there we go. It didn't look, oh no, this is different.
Yeah, they changed it.
I mean, it was very disorienting.
Yeah.
I thought that was I remember that being like the last thing.
Are those bees? Oh, this is the disorienting one, maybe?
This is maybe
Oh,
this
that's
is
new. No, that's new. That's kind of cool, actually.
the bird room. And the curtain.
Oh,
Oh,
there's
this
your
is it.
room. Yeah,
This is it.
yeah, yeah, dude. That was wild.
It used to be bricks,
Yeah,
like neon
it was.
bricks.
it was. And that
Yeah,
should be
okay,
all
so
we
that was the
wrote.
last thing. That's it.
That's a
Hey,
good
let's
time. It's a
go.
good ride, man. It's a good ride.
Let's go
Yeah.
do it again.
What do you think?
That was worse than any hot days I've ever done.
Okay.
Great accent.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I mean, that spinning bricks almost got me, but
I was getting a little sick, I'll tell you what. This fucking thing.
all right, I gotta run. I gotta go to the doctor with Allison. Check up.
Good luck.
Yeah, bro.
And yeah,
I
keep your fingers crossed for you guys.
thanks, man. We should be good for next week.
Okay.
But, and then we'll go from there. But
yeah, I'm around both days.
we can also live stream the birth if you'd like.
Perfect. Yeah. Rich and Josh special. Childbirth.
It's gonna be a real wet and wild adventure, from what I
The
understand.
miracle of life. The miracle of life. All right, man.
All right. See ya.
Lit.